Okay. Okay. All right. Well, this looks like the sound's still picking up, but
You're on the radio.
yeah. Well, let me try this one more time, and then we're if it goes, it goes.
Have a quiet meeting.
How you know? Good video. I don't get out back anymore. You can stay out of jail long enough.
We're gonna have a float in the parade. Christmas parade, noon shift.
Well, we're going to go ahead and
Okay.
start the meeting. Okay. All right. Okay. Well. So if you're on the internet and you don't have a picture, we are having technical problems, and so the visual's going in and out, and the sound has been going in and out, but it's on right now. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and have the meeting, and if the sound works, then it works, and we'll go from there. As I was already saying. And it was a really good introduction, but we're not going to go through all that again.
The best ever.
Tonight we're going to be, topic's going to be looking in the mirror. James 1:21 through 25, and this will be step 10. We continue to take personal inventory, which is so important, and when we are wrong, promptly admit it. Now, this is the last week we're going to have step 10 till next year on the 10th month. So, personal inventory, if you want to get better, step 10 gives us some really good direction on how to do that. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
The first part is to take personal inventory. You got to address the stuff. I hear an echo. Do you hear an echo? Does it bother you? So, anyway.
Be honest with yourself when you're addressing that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes, you do, and the fact of it is, if you're not honest with yourself, then you're gonna make yourself worse, right? So if you're honest with yourself, you make yourself better, and then the second part is when you recognize that you're doing something wrong, that you promptly admit it. Now. That's the first step of turning things around, is admitting it, okay? If you want to know it in a scriptural term, that's called confession. So you confess it because you can't fix what you're not aware of, right? So, hello. So that's what step 10 is all about. And I think this is...
You do have sound.
Yeah, well, I was getting an echo, I think, from my laptop there, so anyway, so tonight, the question is, and by the way, I do have paperwork back there, for kind of some information on our topic, and the question that's at the very top of the page is, what does looking in the mirror mean? Tommy is the first hand up.
The phrase looking in the mirror means taking an honest personal look at yourself, your actions, motives, attitudes, and character.
Yes.
It's about self-examination and accountability.
Say that again.
It's about self-examination.
Important things we say how many times?
Self-examination.
We say it 3 times. And
it's about self-examination and accountability.
yes. Rather than
Judgment or shame.
judgment or shame. So It's about self-examination and accountability. And accountability, who you're accountable to, how about that? Yourself.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
And of course, God.
And God, so those are the primary ones, I would say, right? So that's what we're talking about tonight. Thank you, Tommy, for reading that. In that paperwork, I have a bunch of stuff highlighted and marked, and there are what I got, 3 things down there that's pretty important, and they're talking about ways to that it's commonly understood. And the first one is self-reflection and honesty. And that, again, that's exactly what the definition is. You're reflecting on yourself. Now, the thing of it is, and this is good. It's not bad. We are not always aware of all of what we need to change, and it kind of comes in layers, bit by bit. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Because you can't handle the truth, okay?
Right.
All of it all at once. And God knows that, and what we're trying to do is deal with it a piece at a time. And it's not about guilt, it's about growth. It's not about guilt, it's about growth. And so it's a piece at a time, line upon line, precept upon precept, the Old Testament says. And it says that you need to ask yourself this question: what am I responsible for? That's a good question. You don't have to answer that unless you want to right now, but it's a good question to ask yourself. And what needs to change in me? Isn't that a great question? You know, usually I was going to say we don't get the answers if we don't ask the questions, but that's not so. The fact is, I believe, is we don't recognize the information if we're not aware of the question.
There you go.
Because the information is there all the time, looking us straight in the face. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So seeing yourself as God sees you, and I think that is so important. It's strategic for us to see ourselves the way that God sees us. Oftentimes, we see ourselves as the enemy wants us to see ourselves. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. And so we need to really see ourselves as God sees us, and we need to look in the mirror, whether it's physical or spiritual, and we need to take a look at our past, our shame, our world opinion, okay, opinions, and take it, evaluate them and see if it's really taking you where you want to go, and are you going to like it when you get there? Now, some of us, our opinions and our ideas and our thoughts took us where we wanted to go, but we didn't like it when we got there, right? So we need to look at it and say, wait a minute. As I said before, play the movie forward, right? Where's this take me? Where am I going to end up? So, and then recovery application, we need to, it's about daily examination. It helps keep pride, denial, and resentment from taking root again. I think that's interesting. It says taking root again. Just because you knock those weeds out in the garden, so to speak, garden of your mind and your heart, doesn't mean they can't come back again, right? So we have to weed regularly. Would you agree with that? Okay. So looking in the mirror means letting truth, both spiritually and personally, reflect back who you are and who you are becoming. Then courageously act on what you see. And that would be positive and negative. Yes, sir.
I like the thought that, when it's under seeing yourself as God sees you,
Yes,
God has forgiven us. He says that we're loved, we can change, He will help us change, all those things.
forgiven, loved, and capable of change.
Yeah, and so that's really helpful for me.
Yeah.
Because
Great.
I'm pretty hard on myself, but knowing that God isn't makes it easier to be forgiving of myself. I'm still working on that.
Good, good. Well,
But it's just a really good reminder to know that God sees me for who I can be, not for who I am at this moment.
Brandon, we're on this paper right now. You're, okay, I just want to make sure you got it. And thank you for bringing that up, because like I said, there's a lot of information there, and I always appreciate when you make a point, but I'm going to back up just one notch in that same topic there. It says, the mirror of God's word shows both your flaws, right, and your true identity in Christ. We need to know this. That's what I'm talking about, knowing who we are, knowing who God is, our true identity. And if you know, I've often said, I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I'm not as good as I'm going to be, because I'm talking about pushing towards or developing in my own personal identity that God has for me, that He's given me before I was born and before you were born. Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. All right. All right, next question. How does looking in the mirror connect with step 10? Yes, sir. Yes.
Because looking in the mirror means examining ourselves. And step 10 says, take personal inventory,
Right.
which means examining yourself. And when you're wrong, promptly admit it.
Yes.
So that self-examination shouldn't just stop when we make it, we say, oh, okay, and then walk away and forget about it. It means if we see something that needs attention, we gotta work on that.
Good, good. And if we don't, then would it be all right if I would say then, in essence, we're then lying to ourselves?
Yeah,
Or trying to deceive ourselves?
yeah.
Okay? And isn't that the ultimate worst one to try to deceive? Or unless you want to throw God in there. But we already know we can't deceive Him. But we really can't deceive ourselves, but we try real hard. Right? And so, the points here are really good. Looking in the mirror, daily examination, which we talked about a while ago, and those 1, 2, 3, 4 comments underneath there, those are things to ask yourself in inventory. How did I do today? We've been talking about this whole month. How did I do today? Was I honest? Well, that's a great question, right? Honest with whom?
With ourselves.
With ourselves and
Others.
okay, right. And was I honest? Okay. Did I hurt someone with my words or actions? That's a great question, right? You know, and sometimes that stuff happens, we don't even really realize it. But if we do an inventory, I probably will catch a lot that we are aware of, right? And then, do I need to make something right? Right, that's a great question. That's some of that inventory. The next point 2 here is seeing reality, not excuses. We need to stay aware and humble and teachable. Would you agree with that?
Big time.
Excuse me?
Big time.
All right. And I really like this next statement. I think I mentioned it last week because I think it was on that other paper. And that is, the goal is not perfection. It is about progress and awareness. Progress and awareness. You know, we get more aware, and then we have the opportunity to progress for sure. Yes? And if we continue to do that, we will set ourselves free. Free from what? Well, from ourselves, right? From our addictions, from fear, how about that? From anger, from resentment. You know, we just blah, 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 keep going, right? So, and then the next one is accountability keeps you clean. And isn't that the truth, right? Yeah, instead of letting guilt, resentment, or pride build up, you check in daily and then clear it all quickly. Clear it all away quickly. Proverbs 28, and there's scriptures in each one of these, but I've got Proverbs here marked. Proverbs 28:13 says, people who conceal their sin will not prosper, but if they confess and turn from theirs, they will receive mercy. Anybody here want mercy? You got a system here how to get mercy right there, right? And he wants to give it to you. That means we have to put ourselves in a position to receive it. What do you think?
Yep.
Okay, and then,
Sounds easy,
yeah.
but it's not always
Yeah.
easy to do.
Well, we have to, most things are difficult, and the way we deal with them is practice, 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 right? Because we're having to try to learn. And so, and usually we have to rewrite what's been written because what's written has not been very helpful in our life.
And we make it more difficult.
You know, because we resist. You know, we don't want to change, okay?
We have to be in the mindset that we are working.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we need to recognize our true identity. Okay? And the last point, and I know I've gone a little long, but we didn't have the music group here. Hopefully this is helpful to you. Number 4 is living in the light. And when you look in the mirror daily through step 10, you stay honest and open before God. You are not running from truth. I like this statement. I've got it marked and highlighted. You are not running from truth. You're walking into it. I think that gives me chills. Okay? I want the truth. And then John, I would suggest that y'all read 1 John 1:7, and then the final note there in the summary is looking in the mirror through step 10 means living a lifestyle of honesty, reflection, and promptly correcting, staying spiritually clean and emotionally free. Yes?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Good deal. Comments, questions? Okay, well, let's read the steps. Willie.
I'm ready.
Hi, how you doing?
Wonderful, thank you.
Good. Step 1, we admitted that we were powerless over our problems and our lives have become unmanageable. Step 2, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step 3, we made a decision to turn our wills and our lives over to the care of God. Step 4, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Step 5, we admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact natures of our own. Step 6, we were entirely ready to have God remove these defects of character. Step 7, we humbly asked God to remove our shortcomings. Step 8, we made a list of all persons that we have harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. Step 9, we made amends to such people whenever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Step 10, we continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admit it. Step 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to others and practice these principles in all of our affairs. Back to step 10, where we're at tonight, we continue to take personal inventory, and when we're wrong, promptly admit it.
Oh, Tommy.
Hello, hello. Oh, so 9 years. That'd be a silver for 5 more years. Is there anybody that needs a white bracelet just for today?
Thank you.
Anybody else have any other thing time? All right. Keep up the good work.
Willie, won't you shut it down and they should already started, cause I've got to come back up, but.
You want me to wait?
No,
I mean, we can chill for a little.